How's it going, guys? It's your boy back again with another video, but instead of just reaction to a One Piece episode, I'm gonna be talking about One Piece. I'm doing kind of this thing where I do like a 10 episode review, episode 1 to 10 review kind of thing as a whole. Just get more of like an in-depth kind of thing on how things have been going for the past 10 episodes. And man, from the first episode to the 10th episode is huge. It's so much has changed. She's got like um technically if we count Kobe, he's had a total of 3 crewmates and he has a potential fourth one with as Usopp, which I oh man, when I first met Usopp, I was like, man, this dude's a coward. Um just like like a wimp, just like so just bleh, you know. And once I kind of get to know a little bit more, he's still kind of the same, but like he does show to have a lot of respect for the pirate life, especially for his father, and he does seem to care a lot about the village. It doesn't show it, but he does say it. Because he was saying things like, I gotta go protect the village and everyone here because um something about like he still loves all of them, and that's a pretty big thing to say, especially coming from Usopp. I mean, he's obviously, maybe he could be lying, but in that kind of situation where everyone's going to be killed, especially Kaya, like he is in such of a bad situation because like I didn't expect Luffy to be hypnotized. But okay, enough of that. I'll go from the beginning. So episode 1, I think it was really well done, especially the way how Nami was kind of introduced. They didn't give her any dialogue, and you just saw what she did, um, just kind of just like through her actions. She looked like an actual pirate, and they didn't do the whole typical. Well, they kind of tried to show her that, oh, she's like a delicate, female, that can't really fight for herself, and she's more of like kind of like a damsel in distress kind of type. And after a while, she would also use that as a way to like get through to people, or like not get through to people, but like pretty much steal from people and like connive her way through. In like the first episode, you see her just like change clothes. She never went back to those clothes ever again. I thought that would be kind of her main look, the blue shirt and the black bandana. I kind of like that look a lot more than whatever she's rocking right now. And it was kind of nice to. So I kind of actually like Koby in a way. Obviously, I'd say he's useless, but I think within the first like 2 episodes, it was a really good introduction to have him in, because it showed like a way into the show as a viewer. So like Koby, I would kind of recognize as the viewer of like trying to learn about the pirate world, and he was there to like help explain it. Like the way pirates kind of operate and how the Marines work, and how like there's that kind of like dynamic, and how you know kind of have more information about people, because he had a lot of intel about Zoro when he first met him, and Koby when he first met Luffy. And that's another thing. Luffy is a very inspiring character. He inspires people to do so much, and that's one of like I think the quality traits of Shanks had for him. But I guess going back, there's so much stuff to talk about. So going back to the first episode, um, Koby, he was gone for like this is the story that I found so rare. He was so weak that he was gone for 2 years, and nobody asked about him. Like he didn't have any parents or some form of friends or something. Like all this story was, he went to go fishing, go get some food, and he was napped. He was straight up kidnapped by pirates for 2 years, and then Luffy ended up finding him. And well, actually, Luffy didn't end up finding him. They were stealing a barrel, which they thought was booze, and they were gonna open it up, and then Luffy comes out of it and just punches a guy in the face, and everyone's screaming, including Koby. And then they end up running off, and then him and Luffy and Koby just end up talking for a bit. You know, Luffy wants some apples or just wants to eat something, and Kobe's over here just kind of giving more knowledge about the pirate world. So I think Kobe's like place in the story was never so much to, I guess, be a fighter or navigator or anything, but just to help introduce you to the world. Which I think having him only for 2 episodes was really great because that's what you kind of really needed him for, to kind of get just a starting idea. He won't give you the whole story, but like, it was a good segue into the anime. I think Kobe is actually a pretty good character, you know, for viewers at least. Story wise, not so much. Um, and with Kobe, he was explaining how he was kidnapped, and then Luffy was like, "Wow, you are a weakling, just a straight up loser." And you, in a way, Luffy's right. He is kind of a loser, but not because of like the whole thing, but like he just never had any. He seemed like he lacked a lot of confidence. You know, he didn't have that much in him. He just was just kind of there. He was just coasted by. And with Luffy being there, you know, with being the whole inspiring, you know, Shanks side of his personality, really kind of gave through because he called, I forgot her name, Elvita, something like that. The lady with the mace. She, she pretty, because she does this thing where she's like, oh, who's the prettiest girl of the sea or something like that. It's like mirror, mirror on the wall kind of type. And he just called her a fat, ugly hag after obviously Luffy said it because but and that, you know, that was pretty good. That was, you know, nice just to see him kind of stand up for himself. You know, you wouldn't really expect to see it happen so soon, but it was nice that it at least happened. And then Luffy does the whole fighting. He finally shows his gum powers, which are pretty nice. I thought there. Here's the one thing I just noticed. I'll bring this up later. Um, or actually, I'll bring it up. The one thing I noticed is a lot of Luffy's like Gum powers are very, you know, standard. You know, he doesn't have like a signature move kind of thing. I guess like he has that pistol move, Gum pistol. Well, that's about it. I was expecting, you know, like maybe like a bigger move than just kind of like that. But maybe it'll come up later on. Maybe like through a training sequence, you know, or he's just kind of holding back because he hasn't had to go that far, which is kind of surprising since he went up against a devil fruit user and didn't really use it. He it's just so rubbery. I mean, it makes sense, but like the whole expand, like I feel like there's so many defensive options that it becomes a really good offense option, an offensive option too. Like during the this is going a bit too far. During the buggy bomb, he just bounced back the bomb and like that was it. He donezoed him. But near the end of episode 1, Nami ends up leaving the ship. Same with Luffy and Kobe because the Marines are coming, and he was associated with pirates since he was technically with them for 2 years. And that's when they were kind of off. It was weird when they showed that in the first episode because like I thought for sure Nami would have been the first one to join, and I thought for sure they saw each other. And then in the second episode, that's where Zoro kind of comes in. That story's kind of nice. They didn't show too much backstory for Zoro, is what I noticed, compared to I guess for even like I think even side characters had a bit more backstory. They showed him as a kid, and he was sparring with that girl. It looked like blue haired Nami. I know the the anime is kind of old, but it just looked like Nami with blue hair and as a kid. But I guess there was that, and I don't know the story of it too well. It just showed her saying like, "Oh, you kind of suck, Zoro," pretty much. Your swordsmanship isn't that great. All we know is like, I think he was just on a journey somewhere to find some dude, and he ended up getting into bounty hunting because he needed some money, and that's about it. But with Zoro, I believe it was Captain Morgan. He was that was the whole thing. So I'm gonna just call him Blonde Lord Farquaad because that's all I remember him as, you know. And you know, there was that whole thing. He said he was gonna tie him up. Oh, oh yeah, his dog, man. That was not no normal dog. So he comes in with his pooch, and like, this looks like a rabid dog. It's like, this thing was scary. It was like a wolf or something, man. And he comes in, he's tearing up some restaurant that Zoro happened to be at. The dog ends up attacking the little girl because she wanted it out because it was ruining the restaurant. Zoro ended up throwing a stool at the dog. Yo, he just like one shot that dog with a stool, man. And some altercation happened, and he was like, you know what? Stay tied up for a month, and we'll forget anything happened. Now, Lord Farquaad's crazy ass was gonna plan on executing him within the third week, and he didn't know about that. Now, this piece of trash needed to get beat. And that's where Luffy comes in, pretty much saves the day. If we could go on more of like kind of speedy up kind of thing, Luffy kind of comes in, tries to get Zoro to join, which, typical, he says, I don't want to be one of the likes of pirates, and he was all right, I'll just go get your sword, so you have to come looking for me to join my crew. I think, oh yeah, that was a bit, I'm going a bit ahead, I believe. A bit before that, he does meet him up. That was the second time he met him. The first time he met him, he fed him rice because the girl ended up coming back to him to feed him some food, and he said no, and then that blonde Lord Farquaad guy came in and stepped on the rice balls. I believe it was rice balls. And just kicked. Oh, and the Marine dude, he yeeted that girl out of the place. Yo, he just chucked her, man. I was not expecting that. She was like out of here. She was like being all gentle and nice, like, hey girl, I'm sorry, it's just my job. I have to, just understandable things. He was telling her to curl up in a ball so she won't take too much damage. And but like with that much force on her, it doesn't matter if she curls up in a ball, she's gonna get hurt so bad. But Luffy came in, grabbed her real quick before she landed. Good old Luffy. And then here comes Captain. I believe here comes Captain Morgan, or Luffy comes in and talks to Zoro, and says, just does whatever. I guess like ends up going back to the restaurant. That's where Lord Farquaad comes back and demands like food from the restaurant. And then Luffy comes in Mach 5 speed and punches this dude across the restaurant. Yo, this dude's face hit the wall, man. He hit the wall so hard. And then what happened? No, then like I guess he's getting held back by Koby. I'm surprised Koby was able to hold him back. Out of all people, Koby. And I guess Luffy was saying he doesn't care about who his father is because Lord Farquaad was like, I'm gonna get my daddy after you. My dad owns this town or something. I don't know. And he was like, yo, bring him. I'ma clap them cheeks, boy. And so Lord Farquaad goes into like getting his dad and whatnot. And that whole fight was like kind of cool. I think the one thing I kind of like is like the Captain Morgan wasn't like, oh, here, I'll help you out. He was straight scum, but like he also he didn't care about disciplining him because he was useless, and it was like, damn. But another thing is, what made him think that his dad was gonna help him? Like, it didn't look like his dad was gonna help him whatsoever. Like, he was just there. And this dude was narcissistic as hell. Something about his statue. This Marine bumped the statue, and he was like, a bump on that statue is a disrespect to that statue, and a disrespect to that statue is a disrespect to me. And I'm just like, and like, oh yeah, no, he lifts the axe, and I'm just like, yo, is this dude actually gonna kill him over a bump? This dude's insane. And then Luffy comes crashing in because, good old Luffy. And he breaks half the statue, and everyone's just losing their mind. Like, how does someone come in and break the statue? Like, he was about to murk someone over a bump. And, like, I can't only imagine when he plans on doing something when someone breaks the entire statue. And at that point, he kidnaps blonde Lord Farquaad. He gets the swords, comes out, end of the episode, and then he gives the sword to Zoro, and he's like, you know what, man, you got my swords back. I'll join your crew. Gives him the swords, and I think someone's about to get hit. I forgot. I think it was Luffy. Something was going on there, and then Zoro ends up stepping in, and he blocks all of them. Luffy comes in with that sweeping kick, and I guess Captain Morgan him fight. I guess after Luffy like stomps his face in with the double feet, giving him those size 13 feet. Man, Luffy got some big ass feet. I ain't no, I'm not into no foot fetish or anything, but like, goddamn. Um, and then oh yeah, they hold him hostage. The one thing I didn't know was apparently, I guess, like I grew up with the 4 Kids version. There wasn't a gun pointed to Kobe's head. It was like a hammer or something. It was like really weird. I was like, I know there was gonna be censorship in the 4 Kids version, but like I don't remember it because I was so young. But I'm like watching it now. I can't imagine it being a hammer. You know? Oh man. And that was about it. I believe. Oh, then I guess they end up fighting. How does Captain Morgan end up losing again? I don't remember. Was it Zoro? Did Zoro? I know. I think Zoro's too weak. I think it was just Luffy fighting Captain Morgan. Yeah, no, I can't remember how Morgan loses. What kind of recap is this? Man, I'm still trying to think back. How did this guy lose? No, actually, how did he lose? Oh man, I can't actually remember. Anyways, I guess I'll just continue on. Because I do remember what happened. They end up beating Captain Morgan, and the Marines are freed, and they're all happy. They throw up their swords and stuff, kind of like like gowns and like graduation ceremonies. And then I guess Zoro is talking to Luffy. He talks about how he has a great ship, and it's just like the little ship that some dog's pissing on. And oh, Luffy, man, this guy. Um, I believe that's generally. I guess that's near the end of the episode. Oh, in the next episode, this is so far my favorite episode, the Shanks story. Oh man, Shanks. There wasn't shown so much about, but like this dude is on a whole nother level. This guy has a whole crew. This guy comes in asking for some booze. He gives him a bottle. He smashes that bottle in his face. He ruins his food, and he's like, "Man, whatever. I don't like. You're beneath me still. Like, I don't care." But like once Luffy got in, which like was a reason like all this was happening, and he was defending them. He took it seriously. He like went after him. He was too late. The barbarians ended up with that one barbarian or mountain thing guy took him, and he got ate by this like fish shark thing. And then Luffy was next, but Shanks came in, saved the day. But alas, his arm is gone. His arm is gone, man. So there it is. His arm's gone. And yeah, Luffy from that day on. I'm pretty sure Luffy's still clinging on to stuff from that day. Like it's a hard thing to get over. Like I'm pretty sure he still thinks like he is a reason. I mean, no, I mean he is kind of the reason his arm's missing. He came in to save him. If he didn't save him, he still would have had his arm. And oh man. But Shanks gave him that straw hat. And he was like, "Come back to me when you become a great pirate." And that's been his thing the entire time. I mean, he wanted to be a pirate the entire time, but now he has like an even more serious reason rather than kind of it just being a dream that he has to do it to make up for Shanks. And man, that day when Shanks comes back, Oh, it's gonna be so good when they finally get to meet. Oh man, oh that's gonna be so good. And then once they're done, they kind of get off the ship. I believe this is where the whole buggy thing kind of happens. Well, yeah, they don't get off the ship. What ends up happening is Luffy tries to go for some food. He gets caught by some bird. I don't know how he gets caught by some bird, but he just gets caught by some bird. And, like, that's it, I guess. Well, no, he ends up getting flown away. Zoro ends up capturing these people that Nami, like, stole, like, their boat and their treasure. Oh, no, they were out on sea. And they're like, oh, pick us up. And they got, Zoro, I don't know how this man, while sailing his ship or like rowing in the boat, he picked these dudes up, and they're like, they're gonna rob Zoro, and Zoro's like, you gotta be kidding me, you're gonna rob me? He ended up making them pedal instead or row the boat. He was like, yo, you guys made me lose track of my boy. Now we gotta go find him. And so Luffy ends up dropping onto the island town port thing and ends up meeting Nami. I guess technically this isn't their first time meeting, but actually by seeing each other, they do end this is the first time they're meeting. Nami leaves them alone. Well, kind of runs away to die, to let him die. He ends up beating them, and now she wants to join him. And yeah, that's where the whole Nami fiasco thing kind of starts. And that's where they do go through this whole thing where I guess she finds out he's a pirate, and she has like some map. And this is where you finally meet Buggy. She tries to bring in Luffy as a pirate, and as a way to try to join Buggy's crew. All's going well until she has to blow Luffy up with a buggy bomb and or the buggy ball, and she just couldn't do it because she doesn't want to kill anyone. She just wants treasure. And it makes sense. I can understand where Nami's coming from. She really hates pirates, so she doesn't want to be one. It's just funny since she's on a pirate crew now. And man, now that that's done, I would say, I get that she doesn't. Oh yeah, she doesn't end up blowing him up. Uh, she holds it up, and then when she's about to get attacked, Zoro ends up coming in, saving the day. I mean, she kind of fights him off a little bit, but she can only go so far. Zoro comes in, fully health, doesn't have no injury, yeah, all good. And then he fights Buggy, and he gets a stab wound, and it's not going too well. So he goes into the cannon, flips the cannon over, blows Buggy up. I think he. Oh wait, I think he only does that because he ends up getting stabbed because he finds out that he has a devil fruit. Now that cutscene was so good, but oh man, he ends up living because he has a chop fruit, and yeah, that was there. This was actually kind of one of my favorite. It's the whole episode with the dog, and then like it was so sad. Like he stayed there the entire time to protect the food shop, and oh man, he just wanted to help him out. Not help him out, but just like he was saying, hey, my health isn't that great. Protect the shop, and I guess his health was a lot worse than it actually was. And poor guy, he didn't. I don't think he ended up making it. Well, he for sure probably didn't end up making it. But did anyone tell him? I mean, the entire town has to know who he is. Nobody like told the dog. And there's another thing when he ends up grabbing that, I don't remember, the guy with the fur or whatever. When he grabs him and punches him into the ground, where it does like that snapshot thing and it shows like a picture of the manga. That looked really nice. I really like that. And the whole Buggy fight was kind of nice. I kind of liked how it wasn't just like, oh, like have him more like who's stronger. They kind of did it in a way where like they actually beat him because they tied up his whole body parts. And the fight with Zoro and that one dude, it was Zoro had it in the bag. He got some cheap shots in, so it kind of ended up being a little bit longer. But that guy sucked. He had no, he didn't stand a chance against Zoro. But the Buggy fight was interesting. I kind of like Buggy because he had that whole history with Shanks. That was another cool thing. The Shanks history. God damn, like there's so much story behind it, and like there's still so much more to unfold, especially with how many episodes there are. But like, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to learn more about Shanks. So far, if I do a top three list, it'd be Shanks, Shanks. It'd be Shanks, Shanks, and Shanks. Top three characters. There you go. um, and then after that, it's on with the Buggy thing. It's on with the Usopp thing. I think so far my favorite part out of all these three is actually it's surprisingly the Usopp part. I find out of like the whole Shanks and everything. I think the story of what's like the severity of the story right now of what's going on was actually pretty good. If I were to do a second, I believe the second one would be just like the Shanks. I'd keep that to like the whole Shanks, whatever, like whole Shanks thing would be my second. And there's not enough to do third. Third would just either be like the Buggy fight at the beginning, and I think I like the Buggy fight was kind of nice, but I think there's probably so many better fights to come, you know. But I do like the way they did it. Now the Usopp thing, like I think for each character, I really do like Luffy. You know, he's not so much as like he's good, but it's not in a way where it's like overbearing. Like he still has that pirate like stuff to him. Zoro is like super cool. I feel like this he has so much like potential unlocked with like his swords. Like he's already so good, but like they're doing it in a way that he could be like so much better. Nami, I believe as a navigator, she's not gonna have too much fighting ability. I think she's just gonna have that stick. But it'd be kind of cool to see if she can end up being like a brawling type or like have or doing something else. She could be like maybe even a medic. She has like that sewing capability. She could find like a way to be a bit of like a healer maybe. I don't know. I'm bringing like RPG elements into this. Um, Usopp, Usopp needs a gun, hands down. That's all it is. Yo, if he has a gun, he's good. That's all he needs. Right now, everyone's good. They don't look like they don't seem too weak just yet. But I don't think they've gone. I mean, they've gone up against a Devil Freezer, but like, I think if it was ever like 1-on-1, that would have been hard. But like in a group setting, I think they pretty decent. Within like recovery time and when someone ends up coming up. So like that's like the whole rotation recovery time is doing pretty good. But they're gonna have to need Usopp. Like he's not the best, but the thing is he's not. I mean, he could be the worst. You never know. But I'm hoping for when that blonde dude comes. He could be pretty good. That would actually be really good. I don't remember much, but I do remember liking him a lot, and I can't wait for him to come because I know for sure he's going to be my favorite character, no doubt. And I believe that's about it for the 10 episode recap. And man, it's like 28 minutes long. Damn, that's not long. That's longer than any like thing that I usually do. Okay, for the episode 1 to 10 recap, this is something different. I usually don't see too many people do this. I thought like I'd try something out like this. It was a little all over the place again. It was kind of my first take on the whole episode recap, but yeah. I hope it's you know, I hope it's somewhat interesting at least, and for everyone that stayed at least this long into the video. Holy crap, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for even sticking like 20, even like just even clicking on the video. Like it's incredible that I'm able to even get someone, even like a single person, to watch my videos, and it's really great. It's a really great feeling. Um, but thank you guys for stopping by, checking in, subscribing, and liking the videos. You know, I'm having a really great time reviewing, not well, reacting to One Piece, and it's been a lot more enjoyable with you guys. It's been a really great time. Not only just watching the anime, but even having to like talk to you guys. Like it's still like I can still keep that engagement going even though I don't have a video. Like comment back. It's been really great. I really love how everything's been going on. Yeah. If you have any questions or want me to react to like maybe anything else, like I could probably react to other things in like One Piece. I'd be down for that. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day slash evening slash night. And I'll see you guys next time. And I am at the 30-minute mark, boys.